It was a crisp, cold winter day on the island of Sodor. Snow lay thick on the ground. The engines were working extra hard. James was pulling the slow goods train. He had stopped at a signal. Percy pulled up alongside carrying the mail. "Hello, James," said Percy. Then the signal changed to green. "Goodbye, James," whistled Percy, and he was off in a flash. "I was here first," grumbled James. "Why do I have to wait?"
Because, James, the military needs to be very important on time. Sabrina must be right. Felix, Bubbles, Buttercup, you'll agree? Yeah, I just agree. Yeah, really? How about if we destroy that military so Percy can have a run on time? Don't think so, Buttercup. Fine.
James stopped for water. Thomas was already in front of him. "I have to go first," said Thomas excitedly. "I am a guaranteed connection."
Of course, he was a guaranteed connection. Wacko, are you sure he was a guaranteed connection? Yeah, of course it was. You'll agree, guys? Yes. But what about Perry? Does he do much? No, he doesn't do much. Blossom, you'll agree? Yeah, Platypus doesn't do much. Really? But James is right behind us.
"Everyone has a more important job than me," grumbled James. "Nonsense," said Thomas. "Everyone knows you're a really useful engine." But James wanted to be an important engine, too. Later that day, Sir Topham Hatt came to see James. "You must take coal to all the stations on the island," he boomed. "If the fires in the waiting room go out, the passengers will get cold and complain." "It is a very important job," he added. "You can rely on me, sir," said James proudly.
Yeah, you will rely on us. Yeah, we'll be right on time.
Sir Topham Hatt left. James was excited. "An important job," he said happily.
Yeah, it is a very important job. Buttercup, you agree? Yeah, I know. Are you sure? But it needs to be very important on time.
"Phew," sniffed Gordon. "It's only a load of coal after all." "Nonsense," snorted James. "I am going to keep the passengers warm. What could be more important than that?" And he wheeshed over to the water tower. But there was a line at the water tank. "Come on," he steamed impatiently. "I have an important job to do." "Wait your turn, bossy boiler," said Thomas.
Yeah, you had to wait for your turn. Because we only deserve Hogwarts medal on time.
James felt too important to wait, so he didn't. James rushed to the coaling station. He met Edward waiting at a junction. Edward was looking bothered. He had too many jobs and he was feeling puffed out. "Can you take these slate cars to the quarry?" Edward asked.
Yeah, Edward must be right. You gotta help him to take these stray cars to the quarry. Yeah, it needs to be very important on time, but if you did, you had to get it because you always had to deserve a Hogwarts medal from Hagrid.
"Sorry, Edward, but I can't," puffed James. "I've got the most important job on the island." And he chuffed grandly away. James arrived at the coaling station. He buffered up to the coal cars and was was on his way. James was looking forward to delivering his coal. Now I'm useful and important, he chuffed happily. Then there was trouble. James puffed harder and harder. He went faster and faster. And then he began to feel hotter and hotter. I don't feel well, wailed James. And he had to stop.
James, your water tank is on dry. Yeah, we gotta call for help. I'll let Edward for help.
Please push me to the water tank, pleaded James.
Yeah, take us to the water plant.
I'm sorry, Edward puffed sadly. You wouldn't take my freight cars to the quarry, and now I'm running late with my passenger train.
Yeah, because you didn't take our stray cars to the quarry. Don must be right, even Edward. Now we're running late with our passenger train.
And Edward steamed away. Edward stopped and told the signalman all about James. The signalman telephoned for help, and soon Salty was on his way. He pulled up alongside James.
Even his team was Captain Knuckles and Flapjack.
Why didn't you fill up with water this morning, matey? James told him about the line at the water tank. I've heard you were too busy to help Edward too, said Salty.
Yeah. Oh, and James, you ran out of cold water. Ha ha! He ran out. Knuckles, I heard he did not work with Edward, even before than done. James has not run on coal and water.
I was in a hurry, protested James. Mine is the most important job on the island.
Yeah, and it is a very important job. Exactly.
No job is more important than helping another engine, said Salty firmly.
And no helping the other team.
And deep down in his boiler, James knew Salty was right. Thanks to Salty, James's water tank was soon filled and he was well on his way. He knew he had to make up for lost time. Then James saw Diesel up ahead. He had broken down and looked unhappy.
Even his team was Goomba and Miss T, the scary teacher. He was looking at the chalkboard and he's not feeling good.
James wanted to tease him, but then he remembered what Salty had said. No job is more important than helping another engine, he said to himself.
Oh no, I broke it down. Yeah, according to your whiteboard, your upper engine is broken down. I'll be fine, Miss T.
And even Diesel is an engine. Come on, Diesel, I'll push you back to the sheds. Pushing Diesel and pulling freight cars was hard work. At last, James got Diesel to the repair yard, but he still had to deliver his coal. The wind blew, and it was getting colder by the minute. James steamed all over the island delivering coal to the station waiting rooms. Everyone was pleased to see James. Thanks to him, they were all kept toasty warm. The next morning, Sir Topham Hatt came to see James. He knew all about him running out of water and his not helping with Edward's trucks. I'm sorry, sir, said James. I put my own job first.
Yeah, and Flapjack said that no one wanted to help another team and another engine on time.
But you did learn your lesson, and you helped Diesel, Sir Topham Hatt boomed cheerfully. And you delivered your coal on time. You, James, are a really useful engine.
And you help Gumball and Miss T. And James, Sir Topham Hatt said that you may deliver coal on time. It deserves you a Hogwarts medal.
James nearly burst with pride. Thank you, sir, he said. Being really useful was better than feeling important.